Hey, it's me, Laura, the creator of this podcast. Before the episode begins, I just wanted to thank our patrons. If you're interested in financially supporting us and getting a patron shoutout as well as bonus content, make sure to check out our Patreon at patreon.com/AuroraEverlasting. Now, let's get to the episode. Aurora Everlasting.
July 25, 2552, 7:59.
During an...
So glad you could finally join us, Dr. Reed, Eliza.
We are right on time.
Eliza.
Just saying.
If you could walk us through the topics for today, Councilmember Peckat.
Certainly. Firstly, we will be addressing the Council's concerns regarding the Ternier experiments and their limited results. Secondly, we will discuss the behaviour of some prisoners, as well as the possible punishments, including the ethics of keeping them in isolation for an extended period of time. Lastly, we will go over the recent complaints about sloppy administrative work in terms of ration distribution.
Thank you. Now concerning the Ternier experiments, Councilmember Crofton, would you please go ahead and list our concerns to Dr. Reed?
Of course, Councilmember Alderman. While Dr. Reed has been in the possession of a most valuable asset, namely Dr. Leo Dominique Ternier, she has yet to produce any proper information regarding the events on the Andor 2 mission and the Andor 7 mission, as well as the attempted invasion of the facility or the case of Dr. Wallach's untimely death. She has not been able to provide us with any sort of insight on what happened to Evelyn Coil, Anna Kastner, Margaret Nielsen, and, despite having free reign over their handling, Leo Ternier. I suggest we replace Dr. Reed as the head of the Ternier experiments and Andor Mission Research Department, as she seems incapable of running it in addition to her responsibilities as head of our facility.
Thank you, Councilmember Crofton. Dr. Reed, I'm sure you know that Councilmember Crofton's disappointment is shared by all of the Council. What do you have to offer in response to our statement?
While your concerns are valid indeed, I call this meeting to address the requirements we'll have to fulfill in order for my research to bear any fruit. You are quick to condemn my results without bearing in mind the circumstances under which they were obtained. Our decision to catch a fly with honey is currently destroying our experiment. Dr. Ternier doesn't trust us.
Nonsense. They worked for us for years. They have no reason not to.
Don't they? Are we not hiding impractical truths from them? Eliza and I know for a fact that they are lying about what happens when they teleport. But because of our earlier, clearly uninformed decision, we are unable to answer with anything except for understanding and gullibility. We need to change our tactics, change our restrictions. Only letting them teleport once a week for fear of upsetting them, treating them with as much care as you would a porcelain doll, letting them get away with lies? It can't go on like this if we want to see results. Now, it doesn't really matter whether you replace me or not. Anyone with my amount of experience in this field would bring you the same results. But no one in this facility other than myself has that experience. I was always the most qualified person for this job, and no one here can get you any other information than I have. The issue we are facing is not incompetence, but administrative limits we set before we had a proper idea on how to handle this situation. By removing those, I will be able to dig deep enough to unearth the Aurora we're facing.
Thank you, Dr. Reed. Do you have a follow-up question, Councilmember Crofton?
As far as I'm aware, your assistant has been handling most of the personal involvement with Dr. Ternier. What is her opinion on these new measures?
Go on.
In my opinion, loosening our limits would be most beneficial to the program. We should still consider using welfare checks to ensure the subject is in good mental and physical condition, despite taking part in more experimental...
Would you not be able to take care of those yourselves? Why would you need someone to keep you in check?
Thank you, Eliza.
What is your verdict?
The Council will consider it. We will discuss it again in a week. Dr. Reed, make sure to bring proof for your claims until then. Councilmember Crofton, do draft a plan for a replacement as well as required changes. We're moving on to the next topic.
Inmate number 0298, who was captured in 2547 during an attempted break.
July 26, 2552, 1324.
I don't really like birds.
What? Why? They're so funky. With the little wings, their cute little beaks.
Their dead eyes.
No, I can't believe this bird slander. Next thing you say is you don't like snakes.
I don't.
What is wrong with you?
Maybe it's the not becoming a zoologist.
Maybe. What exactly do you do, though? Don't get me wrong, I know you're a scientist, and you obviously work with physics or engineering, but what did you study?
Well, if you're asking what I studied in the university sense, I hate to disappoint you, but there's no universities anymore.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense. Sorry.
No worries. I am quite well versed in psychology. My mom was a psychologist on base, so it's what my brother and I both connected with first and easiest, I guess. And I enjoyed it, but, there's better things.
Like physics?
No, not really. I do have to know quite a bit about physics because, well, as you've noticed, we obviously need it. String theory, Hansen theory, it's all...
Hansen theory? Is that a new one?
Yes, to you it probably is. I can explain it to you.
Maybe later. I'd rather not spend my lunch break discussing. Actually, what's it about?
Wormholes.
Yeah, no. That's too complicated for a post-meal walk.
You'd rather talk about worms?
Yes, actually. Worms are fascinating. But I interrupted you earlier, so...
Ah, right. I guess biomedical engineering is the right umbrella term for all I do. I would have headed the department in the facility even, but Reed asked me to be her assistant, and, well, that's not an offer I could turn down.
You're very close, right?
Yes, we grew up together. She basically lived at our house, and, well, we always did everything together. So when I had the chance to work with her, it was an easy choice.
That's so cool. Did you...
You keep asking about me today, but what about you?
What about me?
Well, I read your biography and...
I have a biography?
Yes.
Why?
You know how it is. You were the first successful mission and all that.
Who wrote it?
Your sister.
Oh.
What?
It feels weird to think about my family at this point. They seem like I knew them in another lifetime. The crew. They are the closest thing I have to a family now. I barely remember my old one.
Change of topic?
Yeah. So you really don't like snakes?
Their skin? It's weird.
July 28, 2552, 752.
Dr. Ternier, you're early.
Yes. I have a couple of, really just one question.
Go ahead then.
I know these jumps are important for your research, but is it necessary to do them this often? This is already my third this week, and I have to be honest, this is exhausting. I can't really describe the feeling, but coming back from a trip feels like I just stayed up for a week straight. No, really, I've never done that, but...
Have you talked to Eliza about this already?
Yes, a couple of days ago. I know it might hinder the research a bit, but I can't explore the places I landed like this. I could barely get up this morning.
I understand. But, Dr. Ternier, is it really this bad? Or are you just used to a more lax lifestyle after being able to do what you want for 200 years?
What? I can assure you I was hardworking during all of that.
Yes, I am sure of that. You just have to understand that dragging out the jumps, as you've called them, would severely hinder the research. I will try my absolute best to help you out here, but my decisions have to be brought before the council of this facility, and they've made it more than clear that they want quick results no matter what. I'm trying to hold them at bay, but it's simply not within my power to...
I am no use to you this way, completely exhausted at all times. I can go in front of a council and say that. I can refuse to participate in all this, can't I?
Oh, of course.
So why don't you tell the council that... Oh, Right when I speak my mind, of course. Right then. Something's not right here. No standing then. What?
I'm so sorry. I'm sorry I failed you.
Evelyn?
I can fix this, I promise. July 28, 2552, 7:59.
They're gone already.
Yeah, they got worked up about the schedule we set, and then they disappeared.
Oh,
They said they told you about that already.
what?
They said they told you they wanted to have fewer sessions because they're tired before we had the council meeting. Did they?
Yes.
That's why you were against removing the restrictions.
I'm not against it. I just think we should make sure that Dr. Ternier is alright.
Even if it limits our results. Eliza, you can't be serious. We have let people die for our research. You have.
Yes, but
How is this different? Is it because you read their biography? Because you admire the work they were involved in?
I don't know.
You would just hinder everything we've done because you like them?
No, I wouldn't. You know I wouldn't. I didn't think anyone would want my opinion at the council meeting. I wasn't able to talk to you about Leah's stats beforehand, and I just didn't consider it, that the experiments could hurt them.
Literally everyone else we put in this thing died.
I know! The first session went really well, and they weren't showing any signs of distress, physical or otherwise, afterwards.
Have you considered this would happen either way?
What?
I believe that it's not the frequency of the sessions, but rather the sessions themselves that have this effect. And the more sessions they go through, the worse they'll get.
No, I hadn't considered that.
I have everything to back it up right here. We're changing the world here, Eliza. And if they're tired, they'll be tired. We just need them to lead us to the others, or even better, straight to the source. You have to look at the bigger picture.
You're right. I think Leo is lying to us.
What?
There's something they're not telling us about the first jump.
How do you know?
I know.
Good. Good, we can bring this up to the council. That will make them more willing. I'm glad I can always rely on you.
Of course.
I need you to do something for me.
July 30, 2552, 13:17.
You don't look so good. Are you sure you want to go on a walk today? We can just chat here.
I'm fine.
Are you...
It's alright, Eliza.
What happened during the last session? I know something did. Reed wouldn't tell me what you talked about beforehand, and now you're not talking to me.
It was nothing.
That's not true. You look like you haven't slept since then.
I'm allowed to have nightmares?
Leo. Please. I don't know why Reed keeps pushing you so hard. I know she keeps secrets from me sometimes, but I feel like there's something either of you aren't telling me.
Porous lies.
What?
Did you know they established colonies on under 18?
No.
I don't know what lies they told you,
That
but...
can't be true. Why would they do that?
I don't know, but Anna told me about it, and she's been there, so who am I to call her wrong?
During your mission?
No. When I first jumped, I met her. She said some stuff about Porous, and well, I didn't believe her at first, but I think she might have a point.
Why? What makes you believe she isn't lying to you? Sorry, this is a lot to wrap my head around.
I found my biography.
Oh.
It says I died in there.
I know, it was a cover-up.
Why?
I don't know. When Reed told me it wasn't true, I just accepted it. You can't really question these kinds of things here.
I'm going to try and get out of here.
What? How?
You could help me.
I think you overestimate the amount of power I have in this place. I know only what Reed tells me.
But you're her assistant. You can figure it out.
What about your friends?
I don't know.
If we leave this place, we have no way of finding out what happened to them. When you arrived here, you said you would do anything to figure out where they are. We can't do anything if we leave.
And if I stay? I don't want to die here.
I'll make sure you won't.
All right, for now. I'm sorry.
Why?
It must hurt knowing your friend is lying to you.
Yes, I'll just have to pretend it doesn't.
August 1, 2552, 8:16.
Lastly, the Ternier experiments. Dr. Reed, your statement?
Actually, I'd like my assistant to cover our argument.
I don't see a problem with that, Eliza.
Thank you.
Firstly, during the past week, I monitored Dr. Ternier's mental as well as physical well-being, and as you are able to read in these documents, it is far better than we could have hoped for any of our subjects. Because of the nature of our experiments, we had always expected a lot of health risks, but the only symptom Dr. Ternier had to endure is fatigue. Now this means there is no good reason for them not to commit to more sessions.
But what if
I will answer questions after my presentation. We've encountered another issue, though. Dr. Ternier is not as loyal to Porus as we previously thought. They have been planning to leave the facility. Dr. Reed and I would like to request additional security measures and free hand to distribute them without council approval. If Dr. Ternier tries to escape, we need to be able to take swift action.
Is that all?
Yes.
Good. Can you prove your allegations against Dr. Ternier?
Of course. If I may direct you to page 32 of the documents I handed you earlier. There you will find a full transcript of a conversation I had with Dr. Ternier 2 days prior to this meeting. If you prefer to hear it, we've prepared the recording.
Yes, I'd like to. Go ahead.
Now playing Dr. Ternier. 30072552118.
Why would they do that?
I don't know, but Anna told me about it, and she's been there, so who am I to call her wrong?
During your mission?
No. When I first jumped, I met her. She said some stuff about Porus, and well, I didn't believe her at first, but I think she might have a point.
This is the audio log of Dr. Ash's Tanner.
Captain's log. This is Madison Gui.
This is Dr. Malpolish's reporting.
Right. This is the audio log of Kepler.
This is Amaya Suzuki.
This is Rory Black.
This is Faye Patel.
This is Dr. Lucian Franklin speaking.
We are scheduled to arrive at Pluto on time.
Head of Medical and Scientific Officers.
And now that you're here, it's your problem.
Do we even have clones?
Did you not read the manifest?
I might have been wrong.
Two can play this game.
I didn't realize how attached I got.
What's going on?
Everything is going well. No one suspects anything so far.
I think I fucked up bad this time.
If I'd noticed, maybe I could have told someone.
Everything I've done up here has been for nothing.
I can be that listening ear.
They should have told us.
It can't be that hard. Right?
End log.
End log.
End log.
End log.
The Hades Project premieres on June 23rd. Aurora Everlasting returns with its next episode on June 13 at 4 p.m. Central European Summer Time. It was created by Laura Reicher and protected under Creative Commons 4.0 International License. This episode was produced by Elena Hierzer-Bacher. It was written and directed by Laura Reicher. The episode was edited by Valentin Susani and the sound design was done by Laura Reicher. The script was edited by Sophie Erhart. This episode featured Mona Reicher as Eliza, Jasmin Lerchbaumer as Leo Ternier, Viktoria Krenn as Dr. Reed, Dilara Karaca as Councilmember Alderman, Emily Larus as Councilmember Crofton, Andrew Mercator as Councilmember Peckat, Carina Stickler as Evelyn Coil, and Sophie Erhart as the Disembodied voice. If you want to help us out or show your support, tell a friend about this podcast. Or, if you're feeling really crazy today, you can even tell 2 friends. You could also review our podcast wherever you like. The best way for us to gain new listeners is with your help, because, let's be honest, our marketing budget is non-existent. If you're interested in bloopers, extra content, or you just want to financially support the podcast, make sure to subscribe to our Patreon at patreon.com/AuroraEverlasting. And for some background infos, feel free to check out our social media. We're at Aurora_Everlast on Twitter and at Aurora_Everlasting_podcast on Instagram. Thank you for listening, and find us on the podcasting app of your choice for the next episode.